All right, 3, 4, 5. Another. Thank you guys so much for your hard work. This was our 3 classes at Balboa Castle Camp 2016. I would really wanted to focus on kind of follower-initiated leader response type of movements in our pure bow and our bow swing, and kind of how to integrate larger patterns, your larger moves and movements in and out.
Yeah, and we did start in the first class with a solo drill we do in the beginning of most classes that we have that allowed us to take some simple texture ideas and put it into our steps. So within, let's just jump into the basics.
Yeah, we do it in the basics.
We talked about 2 ways of interacting with the floor, musically and kind of have a neutral baseline, and then something more staccato, where the steps are really coming straight down, and rolling your foot, really articulating with the floor. And then the other was more of a shuffly version, where apparently it's not an airplane, but it's at least the ball of the foot coming down first, and then also exiting from that same plane.
And then we did something maybe in between,
That tends to be most people's neutral. And then we used that rhythm and moved it in multiple directions in our exercise, and brought that into partnering where the leader dictated the direction and the follower dictated the texture, and had the leader respond to that texture.
Yeah, so leaders, you feel that texture change, just in that basic, and you can say, oh, I felt something change. And then you say, what does it feel like? It feels a little staccato to me. Can I try and match it? And then it might change again. Hear it. Joining in with those shuffles and making it this kind of back and forth partner type of movements and mechanic. The next thing we did, was, we did that for a while and really talked about changing that type of texture everywhere in the dance, particularly in the pure bow.
Yeah, we also had to integrate some of the more partner movements that you practiced earlier in the week, including crab walks, and if you didn't know pivots to use that same space and carry that over as far as the texture.
So having that type of texture, Nell can dictate how she wants that to feel. And then she can actually keep that motion in a lot of our larger patterns too.
Or if I want to smooth it out.
And as a leader, it kind of compels me to change the direction, change how I'm moving.
Absolutely.
I think the next thing we did there was we gave kind of our example, We actually gave you your pep talk. For leaders, it was keeping things consistent and repeating them as many times as you can, and then repeating them one more time, So giving the follower the safe environment to make these changes happen.
Yeah, and for followers, we talked about ways in which to do any kind of variation that could suggest a directional change, maybe crossing your feet, or adding an extended rhythm such as a triple or a kickball change, and seeing how reactive the leader is to that impacting the direction of the movement.
So we had a few different examples, In this case, Nell actually just started us rotating, and I might accentuate it a little bit more. Or I might actually be able to give Nell a really consistent movement, and she can hold a variation like that, which was one that we came up with because we like to do these come-arounds so consistently.
So with that vortex in mind, the timing is
5, 6, and 7.
And on that and 7, we talked about making sure that your posture stays the same, but as you relax this left foot, or this left leg, and the knee, the other leg just kind of naturally drapes behind without any weight.
It's sending all the energy that way.
Down. Kind of like you're going into like a little ice skating mode. And also that I'm taking that and 7 where I know the 7 would be in the normal shape, so my balance is good.
Let's show full speed.
That also stays very consistent with this.
5, 6, 7, 2, 2, 5, 2, 2, 5, 2, 2, 5, 2, 2, 5. You will test the limits of your balance and connection.
And in a shorter version, we did talk about from here and 7, you have 1, 2, 3, and allowing that right leg to naturally unwind, keeping the primary weight on that left foot to have a clear exit. But as well, if
type of movement that it was. To up, into a throw out ourselves. And again, that timing was 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6 and 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah, so allowing that kick to happen and still letting the rotation through your torso while the turn stretch should be there.
Yeah. And then lastly, but not least in the last class,
Yes.
we talked about adding in the same textures we worked on in Pure Ball into our bow swing, changing the feeling of everything.
Primarily, especially in our hip rotation, in our lollies and our throwouts, and then how our turning can be impacted by that.
Right, we can make things really sharp, right? Now to choose, yeah. And I might reflect that almost like a funhouse mirror, yeah. Sharp versus kind of smoothing things out, right? Yeah, and in our hips too, and lollies.
And finding that neutral and then adding a little extra later being reactive to that.
And it naturally would speed up or slow down your turns, right?
Right. And then we did some follower 7, 8 stretch changes here in the hips, one of which was a bit more of a hip, and it was adding a little more and kind of popping your heel,
More.
which sped your turn up, exiting a little bit, but keeping the speed of the steps through your turn to keep it in time. And then we also added a slow stretch here that then slowed your turn speed down the opposite way.
All right, so to wrap it up, we also did the type of turning, right? Kind of slowing things down with the way you're stepping, right? Now doing step and step, or step and step. So speeding it up, doot, doot, and step, yeah?
All purposeful either way.
And then I'm using that for larger movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3,
And
up.
now look a little slower. Using
Yeah.
that one-footed turn.
So let's do our quick run first. So we find our neutral. Now add more each time. More. Sharper, even, all the way through. And then our soft one. We find the soft throwouts first. 2, 2, 2,
I'm so dizzy.
All right. I think that is everything. We got everything good?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys.